We returned to the Gaim together, where I immediately started sorting out my thoughts. The day flew by as I did, and soon it was night. The time I had asked everyone to meet had arrived. It was exactly 7 p.m. when I quietly said to everyone, "Hey guys, can we all move to the courtyard? I have something important to discuss." Why don't you make them gather in the courtyard? What is this important thing we had to come all the way here to discuss? What do you see? Turned my gaze upward, then slowly lowered my head.
I figured out who killed Shoma.
You have? Okay.
Oh.
I haven't. I've only figured out, like, reasonably how. How did you get to that point? How did he get there? What am I missing? Hey! Who did it?
Huh?
First we must answer how. How did the killer stab Shuma while he was inside a locked cage? Once we figure that out, the identity of the killer becomes apparent. Because only that person could have done all that under those circumstances. Just cut to the chase and tell us who the killer is already.
All right. I'll tell you. The person who killed Shoma, it was. The name of that person is...
Alright, calm down, mate. That's some TV show. The person who killed Shuma is... Huh? Okay, let's look at this. Okay. Let's think of it from this point of view. We know the place had clearly been flooded. We know the balloons had been used to provide the buoyancy so the cage could be lifted and then Shuma could be, killed by whoever did it. The room would have been flooded. And I was thinking it was going to be X because they would have to have a diving suit. Because, you need to breathe underwater and be able to do things. So in my head, that leaves me with two actual possibilities thinking about it. And I think one is more likely than the other. Because it's like, I think it was X. But X is not part of this lot. So it's like, and I'm thinking, yeah, how do you breathe? It's like, well, you've got a big pocket of air on your head. But you're not the only one who wears a mask. You have a mask that's designed for that kind of thing better than that is. So you're my two suspects based on that. But between the two, I lean more towards Eva. Now, why would Eva do it? I don't know. But that's all I've got to go on is like who has the potential to survive that. Can we say Gaku? Be like, it was Gaku, like, but he's dead. Is Eva the one behind this? Like, yeah? If it's not her, it's Kurara. If it's not Kurara, I'm lost.
The real killer. You, Eva!
What are you saying, Takumi? I came to the school on day 21.
And?
I couldn't have written the first threatening note or killed Gaku.
That's true, but I don't think that matters.
That means I couldn't have been X.
What? This is the thing, it's like, I don't think you're X.
Indeed.
Indeed!
What?
Yeah, what? Although you do have an X sort of pattern on your stomach there, so... Just saying.
I didn't say you were X. What I said was you're the person who killed Shoma.
I did not. It wasn't me! It wasn't me! It wasn't me!
Shut your mouth and just watch! I'll be exposing every last detail of your criminal wrongdoings from start to finish.
He is far too into this, like, I'm going to show you the reason behind my accusations. Like, Takumi, calm down. Chill, mate. Right. Never thought we'd have the persuasion with her, but, you know. What makes you think I'm the killer? Before getting to that part, we'll have to explain how the murder even took place to begin with. Shuma's dead body was found in the cage. He had been stabbed multiple times. That means you had to have figured out a way to get inside the cage. But the door was locked, yeah. And you were the only one with the key, Takumi. Yes, I did have the key. So you couldn't have used it. You used another way to get inside. Another way? The key lies in the design of the cage.
The design?
Yep.
The bottom part of the cage isn't secured in place.
It's just a heavy iron cage mounted on a base.
I don't understand. That cage isn't secured in...
Hired professionals was an option.
You went inside from the bottom.
Because the cage could be lifted up. What nonsense is this, Takumi? How is it possible for anyone to lift up such a heavy metal structure? Very true. That cage weighs about a ton. It's not something anyone can move with their bare hands. Wait, aren't you contradicting yourself right now?
You claimed I lifted it up, but now you're saying it's...
I pointed at the screen there, being like, buoyancy, yeah.
You used buoyancy.
Buoyancy? That's right. You made the courtyard a watertight space by closing off the drains. And then you flooded the entire place. There's a fountain there, right? You opened its valve fully to release an enormous amount of water through the nozzles, turning it into something like an erupting geyser or open dam. You left the fountain valve wide open for a while to fill the space with water. I'm sorry, your explanation was so outrageous I couldn't help but be amused. Takumi, do you not know how powerful water pressure can be? But if we assume water was released into the environment after covering up any openings, some would still leak out because those walls would be under constant pressure from the force of the water. No. That wouldn't have happened. That's how this place was designed. Because the courtyard was originally constructed for a certain special purpose.
Special purpose? What?
There we go.
This place was a biotope to be used for space development research.
It was designed to be able to withstand atmospheric pressures many times Earth's range. That's what Tsubasa said. Yeah, that's right. And that's why it's impossible for water pressure to cause any leaks. After a while, the place became filled with water. Considering the water flow of the fountain, it probably took about 3 hours for water to rise to the top of the cage. Shuma was killed at 4 a.m. Counting back from that time brings it to us to 1 a.m. for an approximate time the water started accumulating. Even if you were right, the entire cage is made of iron. It literally weighs a ton. You said so yourself.
It wouldn't shift around simply from being submerged in water. Buoyancy
Oily rubber balloons.
By using sturdy rubber balloons.
That was one of the other options, in case you're just listening. I just found it funny. Rubber balloons? Ones that can be filled with air up to a capacity of about 10 liters. You inflated 100 of these balloons to put them into the cage. To be more precise, put the deflated balloons into the cage first before inflating them. Archimedes' principle states that upward buoyant force is equal to the weight of displaced water. 100 balloons that hold 10 liters equals 1,000 kilograms. In other words, the effect is 1 ton of upward force. Like I said, shows you how good the metric system is. That cancels out the weight of the cage and reduces it to near zero. You barely needed to use a single finger to lift it then.
Huh?
You were easily able to lift the cage with just the slightest effort. 110-liter rubber balloons? That's just not... It would be impossible for me to inflate so many balloons in such a short time. Plus, I don't understand the metric system. We don't use it on our planet. How could anyone have done that? More than likely, you used a certain tool.
A certain tool? Well, what tool was it then?
Gamma rays and yeast.
The bicycle tire pump in the parking lot. It's an electric air compressor.
It's mounted on wheels and can be easily moved here. Using that would make it a literal breeze to fill up all those balloons. I see. That method does make it possible for the cage to be lifted up while it was submerged in water. But don't you find it strange? If the cage had been underwater for that long, Shuma would have drowned inside. Yet the revivomatic stated his cause of death. Yes, hemorrhagic shock.
Doesn't that conflict with the sequence of events you've laid out? If your deduction holds true, Shoma would have...
Yeah, that's the one that makes sense there to me out of those three.
The cage wasn't completely submerged.
The water only had to stop just below the topmost part of the cage for it to work. Discharging water equal to the volume of the cage itself created the buoyant force needed. Shuma kept his head above the water's surface and breathed through his mouth. Gaping and gasping for air the whole time. You took this opportunity to lift up the cage while underwater, slipped inside, and stab him multiple times. What happened to the water in the courtyard after that? Drained out. You opened the drainage walls to drain it away.
Then the courtyard should have still been wet when we discovered Shoma's body.
Oh.
But was...
Yeah, there was mention you can do the hot air for desert-like environments.
You used blasts of hot air to dry the place up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that bit. What? I mentioned just now that this courtyard was originally created as a biotope for space development research. Because of that, it's perfectly capable of reproducing a desert environment. Which means it has the ability to blast hot air and wind around the area. After draining the water away, you activated the setting to dry the courtyard. Due to the lack of time, however, the water didn't dry up completely. When we first discovered Shuma's body, it was actually still somewhat damp. It was dry enough, though. Plus, we were all distracted by Shuma's dead body. That's why we failed to notice the remaining wetness in the area. The only thing we did notice was that Shuma's body was damp. Although this logic then makes it so anybody else could have done it, who knew about the place, because you don't need the helmet. Like the mask. Right? Like anyone else could have done this then. It's like if you hadn't filled up the place the whole way, you would have been fine. Fine, I understand. This is utter foolishness. Let me summarize what you are trying to say. Went underwater, lifted up the cage, and stabbed Shuma multiple times while he was gasping for air at the surface. Then I dove underwater again and turned the valve handle to open the drainage walls. Look, Takumi, I am neither a diver nor a mermaid. Even if I was an expert at holding my breath, it's not that deep. But again, it's like a swimming pool. This is why I'm like, anybody could have done this.
A regular person would struggle to do even one of the things you're accusing me of, and underwater at that.
No, that would be doable. I mean, again, it's like a swimming pool. Deep end.
It's absolutely possible.
I mean, you had your mask, so it makes it more possible, so you protesting actually implicates you, but still. That would still be possible for someone else to do it. With some effort. Be easier with a mask, but still. You used your mask, Eva. Tsubasa told me about it. There's a miniature air tank in your mask. Yeah, for like, because I was worried about the poisons and stuff like that, wasn't I? It allows you to use it as a sealed gas mask. You could breathe up to 30 minutes using it like that. Yeah, I did say that. I never thought it would work underwater, though.
Yes, I remember now. My mask did have a function like that.
Did?
But someone stole it from me. That person must be the real killer. Yes, That has to be it! I know I am right.
You've been cornered and you know it, Eva. Just admit that you're the one behind this. Your mask was unique. It's custom made to fit a specific shape. According to Tsubasa, you're the only one who can wear it. You were right, Eva. This isn't a crime that a regular person could have committed. Only a diver, mermaid, or someone with that particular mask could have done it. Ergo, the person who could wear that particular mask is the culprit.
Oh no, he brought out the ergo!
And only one person in this world can put on that mask. That person is standing right in front of me.
And that person will be revealed right now that the one who can wear the mask will be...
It's none other than you, Eva! You're the only one who could have killed Shoma!
I still disagree with that point. Because again, it's like, it wasn't that deep.
No!
I mean, I've picked up, like when it was like learning to swim and stuff like that, I picked up bricks from the deep end of a swimming pool. You know.
No!
I was pressing X. It was like, what's it doing? Okay, but is that right? I mean, she can be like, yes, I admit it, it was me. Kumi, you're right. I killed Shumel. Oh, there we go! I looked into that one. The method and flow of events were as you just deuced. I have nothing to add. But why? But have I really done something wrong? I too had been threatened by X. I had no choice. When did you meet X? A short while before 1 AM on day 51. Just before the murder, I heard a knock on my door. And you opened it? Yes. Why? The thought that it might be X outside the door did flash through my mind briefly. But I am not a part of the SDU and I wasn't even here when you saw the threatening note. Just assumed I could not have been on X's radar. Well, what did X say?
I have the remote detonator that will trigger the bomb inside your body. Here it is, in case you think I'm lying.
Okay, so how did you get one? This leads me to the whole, like, zombie parasite aspect we kind of learnt from the Killing Game route. It's like, you're aware of it because you were inside someone already? Or because you took over them? Took over their dead body kind of thing?
I'm going to give you some instructions now, but you don't have much time. Follow my orders quickly, or else. Should you go against me, or tell the others about my existence, I will detonate the bomb in your body immediately.
Wait, what's going on? How did X get their hands on the detonator? You know, part of me is like wanting to like just take that audio and mess around with the pitch to see if we can do it that way and figure out who it is that way. But it almost feels like it's cheating because it might just be like, oh, it's clearly that voice actor, therefore it's this person. That kind of thing. So it's like, maybe I shouldn't. It's just like, I'm so tempted though, just be like, oh, maybe. Maybe we'd get an answer. Maybe. What's going on? How did X get their hands on a detonator? Huh? Maybe they stole it from one of us. No, X said they obtained it through the proper channels from Tsubasa herself. No. I duplicated the device and gave a copy to everyone. I'll pass you yours later, Takumi, so it's not us. So it's got to be one of this lot. When did she give them out? When did she give them out? Ooh, we got several there. Okay. Okay, she gave them out way back. Like, before the battle. When was the battle? Yeah, that battle that we skipped. So it's around this point, so... It's before everything that happened on this route, really. Like, so Gaku, we can see who was dead. We can see who was dead. It's got it on the thing. So there's the battle. So, Eito was killed by us. So he wouldn't have received one. Gaku was dead. That can only mean one person then, right? If you got it right. Again, I'm still going with the idea that it's like the zombification, it's the stuff we learned on the killing game route. But that means the X is Kako. Right? Because if they received it through proper channels, that means it's not Eito, because he didn't receive one. Gaku didn't receive one. But before... It's before this point. No. Like, when did we get them? I can't remember, like, if we got it here. That's the thing I'm gonna need to remind myself of. Like, when did we receive the detonators? Was it after or before Kako died? Because that changes my thoughts. Because if it was before Kako died, she had one. Oh, I'm trying to remember the sequence of events now. Because she wasn't up and about. Like, no, because... No. It would make sense to be Kako if... like, she received one of the, like, remote detonators. But I do feel like we got that after. Because it's like, it's got to be sometime here. Because like, obviously it's before now. Yeah, wasn't it then that we did it? But Kako was already dead. So, So again, just trying to bring over some of the killing game, like, route knowledge into this, and it's like, because then that signifies it's one of us. Currently, like, they got it through proper channels. Ooh. Ooh.
Huh.
Now we are 100% sure that X is one of us. No, I think you can remove me from that list. I passed the first detonator to Hiroko and never got it back, and haven't received the duplicate from Tsubasa yet. That is fair, Sir Takumi said. Shall be taken off the list of suspects. Everyone else started scrutinizing each other with great suspicion, not daring to even move their bodies, only their eyes. Hey, Eva, just one thing. Yes? X said they'd blow you up if you told the others about him, right? Yes? That's what you're doing now. You feeling okay? That's a good point. Boof. Why hasn't X blown you up yet? Indeed. I believe they could, if they wanted to. The device is small enough to fit in the palm of someone's hand. It could be hidden in a sleeve, or their chest, or around the waist, and no one would notice. It'd be easy to simply press the button at the opportune moment. But X cannot do that for one particular reason. Why is that? Takumi, do you remember what I told you about the bomb mechanism before? Yes, I remember. Anyone standing within 25-yard radius at the time will be blown to smithereens. Oh, so you need to stay near us, otherwise, boom. 25? That makes the blast diameter the length of the Olympic-sized swimming pool. Basically, the length of this entire courtyard. That's why X isn't pressing the button. Because they'll be caught in the blast as well. Oh, yeah. And it's not like they can simply run away. Taking such action is as good as admitting you are X. That's why X got their hands tied, eh? This is the perfect opportunity. For what? For us to get more information about X from Eva. Since they can't blow her up, we can ask her anything we want. Great idea. Eva, do you know anything else about X? their height, body shape. They were dressed in the same outfit Schumer previously described and used a voice changer as well. So it was not possible to discern who they were by their looks and voice, but Eva looked down. A short, hesitant silence later, she spoke up again.
Actually, I figured out who X is.
Oh, who? How'd you figure that out? By their mannerisms. Their mannerisms? You know how some people will subconsciously touch their chin or play with their hair when thinking about something? Those sorts of mannerisms. They tried really hard to hide it, of course, but still managed to pick up on them. So, who is X?
All right, I will tell you. X is. The real identity of X is.
Oh, don't start doing this again. Suddenly, a sense of dread washed over me. My mind started working overtime as I went through all possibilities. Maybe X would really press the button now. Everyone thinks X won't do it because that would mean blowing themselves up as well. But if their identity was revealed, it would be the end for them anyway. They might even prefer to die with everyone in the blast over being caught and imprisoned. But in that case, why weren't they pressing the button now before Eva could reveal their identity? Were they banking on the possibility that Eva might say the wrong name? If she did, X could just sit back and watch the show without doing anything. And if she really said X's real name, they could always press the button at any time. At that time, surely that was why X was adopting a wait-and-see attitude right now. It might be dangerous for Eva to say that name out loud. Even if she got it right, everyone would die anyway. Still, I might just be overthinking things. X could be hesitating simply because they were afraid to die. What do I do? What should I do? There was literally no time to hesitate any longer. My final decision was... Oh! I thought he was just doing another thing like... And my final decision that I'll be deciding now, that I will be thinking about coming up right now, will be... It's like, alright, get it. No. Because even if we're wrong, we'll go back. It's simply that. It's like, well, I can always go back. Like, if things go boom, we can always just go back. So, no. Let us say it. Let it say it. Let us say it. I decided to let Eva finish her sentence without interruption. However, she stayed silent after that and refused to say another word. Oh, come on! What is the matter, Lady Eva? X got your tongue? Or do you actually not know who X is? What? And why did you pretend like you knew? At Eva's question, Eva suddenly... She smirked and let out a chuckle, looking as if she was mocking us. When I saw her expression, the truth dawned on me. Of course, you're afraid, right? You're afraid to die. Even if you were forced to do so by X, you were still the one to kill Schumer. That is an unforgivable act. And you thought to yourself, I'm going to be thrown into the cage again. This time they're never going to let me out. Why should I stay then? I'll blow myself up and take everyone in the SDU with me. But you were afraid to face death. You never had the courage to begin with. So you decided to leave it in the hands of X, right? The act of pressing the button to activate the bomb. Oh, that's why you lied about knowing X's identity. Like, Wait, that means you're going along with us all this time was just an act? And you said you hated Vexness. Was that a lie too? So you could gain our trust and gather intel while hiding in plain sight? Eva said nothing in response. Her lips didn't move for a second. Something else did. Her hands. The detonator is on a joint on my left pinky finger. Moving it in a particular motion triggers an explosion. Like, whoa. My body moved before my mind did. I exploded into action and dashed over to Eva at breakneck speed. I grabbed her left wrist and shouted loudly,
Get away, everyone!
At that, everybody made a mad scramble for the exit. Right after that, Eva grabbed my shoulder and forced me to face her. As I did, I saw a raised foot and... I found myself being kicked away. I landed near the exit, where there were 5 other people. They had just reached the gate and were not yet outside. The other 5 had rushed to the exit on the other side and were about the same distance away as well. They're just enough distance away now, aren't they? I quickly stood up and looked in Eva's direction. She pinched her little finger and said,
Is this the courage you said I didn't have?
She pulled on her little finger without a trace of hesitation. Kablooey! We're gonna pass out again, aren't we? I can feel it coming.